Hey everybody, it's Laura here from SM1 Fit, and I'm excited to be able to share with you some talks throughout February as part of the Get Fit for February campaign. I just wanted to start by thanking all of you really for all of the hard work that you put in. I really appreciate it. So on a personal level, and some of you probably will even recognise my name, so you've really helped me over the last couple of weeks go through quite a traumatic experience, and so it's something I still can't really talk about because it's still quite raw for me, but what you did for me and how you cared for me was just incredible, and I can never thank you enough. So for those of you that were there and really helped me through that time, eternally grateful. And for the rest of you that haven't been part of my traumatic experience, the work that you do is amazing, and I think you should all be really proud of yourselves. And I know it's a tough time, and we're kind of coming through the other side. So from a personal level, and from, I think I can speak for everybody else who's been through this whole lockdown period, thank you. So my background is that I'm a personal trainer and have been for 3 years. I created an app called Warrior Woman, which is aimed to help women get their confidence back. So I've been through dark times myself, and so I just wanted to help other women to be able to kind of come out the other side really and feel good about themselves and sexy in their own skin again, just because I don't want anybody else to feel as low or as lost as I did, because it's an incredibly horrible, lonely place to be, and nobody should ever feel like that. So I created an app, and this was this time last year actually, and there's a 6-week program on there which is using weights. Every week is different. It takes you from somebody who's never done weights before, so never set foot in the gym before, has no idea what to do with weights. So every day the exercises have a follow along video that you can follow, and by the end of it you kind of, I guess, you're not a beginner anymore, and you would have seen quite a bit of difference. So the ladies that did my program last year, it was quite a very hands-on. I was hand-holding them really, and helping them all the way through that 6 weeks. Made a huge difference, not just on the outside but on the inside. So that is what I've agreed to kind of give to you guys for a massively reduced cost, in case you've got some weights lying about at home and you just need some direction. And there's a body weight program on there as well, in case you don't have weight. So just have a look at that. I think it'll be in your intranet, in case it's something that you're interested in. But otherwise, I just want to help you any way that I can. So I wanted to sort of do a talk today on the impact of exercise on our mental health, and nutrition as well. So just to kind of, you guys, you're all working in the health industry, so you're sort of aware of mental health and how fragile it can be, I guess. So I know that you're really busy as well, and you're on your feet all day, so you don't really have that much time to dedicate. But I would say that it's so important, because all of us, no matter what job we're in, we can feel so low, and there's sort of evidence that shows how exercise or physical health can really lift and boost our mood. So just kind of 10 minutes every day can really boost your mental health. So whether that's sort of walking to work and back, or getting out on a lunch break and just doing a 10-minute kind of brisk walk, that contributes to really helping your mental health. There has been sort of some studies that have gone on that have kind of really showed that people after exercise, that their mood levels have really gone up, because it releases those feel-good hormones, those endorphins. So if you've ever really not wanting to do a workout, and then after you've done it, you've just had that kind of, oh my God, that was amazing, I feel so good now. We've all been there, where it's been a real struggle to make ourselves work out because we're tired and we're stressed and we've had a long day and it's cold outside, it's dark, but once we've done it, we just feel so much better for it. So, you know, I would just sort of encourage you all that if you really don't want to, just to get out there and do it. You can do it with the kids or husband or your friends. You know, at least now everybody's mainly used to kind of getting out and walking, because that's the only thing that we can do, you know, social wise, to socially distance walk. We can't go to the pub anymore, we can't go on holiday. I know that will all change soon, but it's just kind of trying to find things to get out there. You can still go on a bike ride, you can go on a walk. Okay, we can't go for a swim, we can't go to the gym, but these little things that you can do will really make a big difference. And also the impact of exercise on your stress levels. So just to sort of put it in, to give you an example of my life over the last 12 months. So lockdown hit, I split up with my husband of 18 years, that was stressful. You know, he moved out, I lost my business because I couldn't work because I was PT, and all the gyms were closed and we couldn't do the face-to-face training sessions. So I had to adapt and try and keep my business going. So, you know, meeting people, doing one-to-ones in the park, or converting my garage into a gym. You know, I had to sort of go with the flow, but all of that, I had to invest the money that I'd saved to change my garage into a gym whilst getting used to being on my own. It was the first time in 18 years. And then that was all fine, you know, that sort of standing on my own 2 feet, not a problem. Kind of got used to that quite quick. And then I met someone, and, you know, we got together and it was all really good. And then I got pregnant, and then a few weeks ago I lost the baby. So it's been really stressful, and I've had a lot to cope with. Now I'm moving house, so just to sort of add onto the already massive stress that I had that I didn't really need. But I guess I'm telling you this just to say that, you know, everybody's got things going on in their lives, and everybody has different stress levels. You guys are working ridiculous hours every day, and, you know, your stress levels must be kind of through the roof. So just try and breathe, and, you know, get out, go for a walk. I know it's hard for you to take breaks sometimes, but it is really important. You need to reset your mind. And if you have a bad day, which everybody does, then tomorrow will be a better day, in the words of you know, Sir Captain Tom, which is an unbelievable, strong character, and he's done amazing things for the NHS. So yes, when we're feeling stressed and we lost our appetite, our heart's racing, take 5 minutes, breathe, go for a walk, pop your headphones in, listen to some music that makes you feel happy, and after 5 minutes just relax and feel your body just start to unwind a little bit. Obviously sometimes there's more to it, and maybe you need a little bit of extra help, but just try these things to begin with, and maybe cut down on the caffeine as well if that's making your heart go a little bit too crazy. So on our self-esteem as well, exercise has a big impact. You know, if you're feeling low and you're kind of eating to fill that kind of void, to try and make yourself feel better, but then that's making you even more unhappy on the outside because you don't like what you see in the mirror, it then has this just big snowballing effect. So actually, by doing a bit of exercise, it's making you feel good about yourself on the inside because you've done it and you're getting healthy on the inside, but also it's making those changes on the outside, so it's making you feel better about yourself. And you do tend to make better choices when you're sort of exercising. You're starting to feel good on the outside as well as the inside, so they all tie into one. And if you do sort of have like a morning where you've eaten sort of a bit extra or something that you don't normally eat and you're feeling bad about that, you can draw a line under it there. Don't let one bad morning turn into one bad day, one bad week, one bad month, and be kind to yourself as well, and don't kind of put pressure on yourself to be perfect and stick to everything 100% of the time, because we're human and it's just like we have to be realistic. So also, like, depression and anxiety, that can really be helped with like exercise as well. And you need that time to yourself, you know, that hour just to gather your thoughts and think about, you know, what it is that's making you feel anxious or depressed, and what can you do about it, and talk about it as well. Don't keep it all in, because if anything, what I've learned is bottling it all up will just make the issue 10 times worse, and then you have to deal with it at some point in the future anyway. So don't bottle it up. I know I can't talk about what I've been through a lot with, I do with my friends and my family, but for me it's still too raw to talk about with other people or in this kind of environment. I'm very honest person, and I don't, if I'm not sort of feeling great, if I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to say I'm okay if I'm not. And that's another point, it's okay to not be okay, so don't pretend that everything's fine if it's not. So my next point that I wanted to talk about is, a lot of people, women are sort of worried that by lifting weights they're going to become like the Hulk, and that's just not true. Don't be scared to lift weights. What they're going to do is just enhance your figure and tone your muscles and actually burn fat. They're not, by lifting weights you're not going to end up like you know, a female bodybuilder. There's a specific type of training if you wanted that kind of look that takes years. So honestly, by sort of doing bicep curls with 4 or 5 kilo dumbbells is not going to make you look like that, so please don't worry. There's 7 things really here which are health benefits, and I'm just going to read them out because I popped them down earlier. One is that you'll build muscle. So one fun fact actually is that you will begin to lose 1% of your muscle mass every year after the age of 35. And it can be outnumbered by fat cells, which isn't great. I'm 38, so sort of this is why I'm so passionate as well about the weight training and how important it is for your physical and mental health. Muscle burns more calories as well, and that is true. So if you have a day of, or an hour of weight training in the morning, then throughout the day your body is just going to be burning more calories in order to build that muscle, which is great. So whilst you're sleeping, it's going to be burning fat. Who doesn't want that? So, you know, you could go for a run and it burns calories at the time, or you could do a weight training session and burn calories for the next 3 days. And I know what I would prefer. And actually, a lot of people who do like bikini competitions, their main training is that they will do weight training and walking. So that's it. Maybe a bit of HIIT as well, which is the high intensity interval training, but they won't tend to sort of go running for hours. For them it's all about sort of toning the muscle, building the muscle, but burning the fat, and this is why they will just do the weight training and the walking. And that's quite an important point. So it increases your metabolism as well. So weight training, you know, it will just make your body more efficient at burning fat, but you have to eat properly with it as well. So by restricting yourself and you're putting yourself on one of these sort of 800 calorie a day diets, it's just not going to help, because then your metabolism's just going to kind of go right down. So you've got to not be scared of eating. Don't be scared of food. Me personally, probably my lowest calories that I would go on would be about 1800. I've had 2 weeks off, or I will have had 2 weeks off by the time I start working out again, because of the D&C that I had. I've been really uncomfortable and just sort of been quite in pain in my sort of abdomen. So And I just decided to take that time out and just kind of walk and do gentle exercise. But when you lift weights, you kind of increase the amount of energy that your body uses at rest. And so the effects of that stay with you for many hours after the workout. Another point is lifting weights creates stronger bones. So obviously as we age, our chances of developing osteoporosis increases, and this is particularly true for women who are past the childbearing age. So by adding weights to your exercise regime, it helps to keep the bones healthy. And this is because the muscles and tendons pull on the bones and they cause the body's bone cells to produce more bone, which is always a good thing. I always try and get my mum to exercise a bit more. She's nearly 70 and she started playing golf a couple of years ago. So that's her exercise. She does golf, she does walking. For her, that's all that she wants to do, and I'm happy with that. Tried to teach her how to do a tricep tip at Christmas. Oh, hilarious. I won't be doing that again. But, you know, it's just anything that you can do is always going to be better than doing nothing. Improved heart health as well. So, like, you know, cardio exercises, it is beneficial for your heart, of course it is. But new studies show that weight training also helps your heart by resulted in healthy reductions in the blood pressure for longer times than cardio alone. So you know, it's a good it does like get your heart to come out to sort of work a little bit harder when you're doing the particular lifts, which is always good. And it also improves your joint health as well. So strengthening your muscles, you're increasing the support to the joints, and that lessens the sort of pain and stiffness that you can have in joints. Obviously the older that you get, the more pain you can get in your knees, for example. So by being able to strengthen the muscles around those areas will help just to decrease on any of the pain and soreness that you get. And then lastly, number 7 is the improved mood. So exercise and weightlifting, they result you know, in the increase of the levels of dopamine and serotonin, as I mentioned before, the feel-good kind of chemicals that get released. And those are the same chemicals that antidepressant medicines have, that they raise the levels of in your brain, as you know, being working in the NHS. And, you know, you can experience the improved mood with the stress release that comes with having a good workout and weight training session, especially training with a partner as well. It's one thing to train by yourself, which can be quite difficult if you've got no motivation, but training with somebody else really helps. So when all this lockdown is over and we can go to the gym again, or we can work out together again, having that time that you're committing with someone else, you commit to each other, so it makes you work out together. You can have a good laugh, a good giggle, and it really does make the world a difference. I know the closest that we've got at the moment is like working out together on Zoom, or if you're downloading my app, you know, you've got me on screen, so you can do that there. So it's like that kind of in-betweeny stage of working out with someone to working out on your own. So to summarise, you know, the 7 health benefits of weightlifting have been that we've talked about. There's other health benefits too, but it's certainly something that I strongly recommend that you should do. Nutrition wise, it's important to fuel your body right, and with most of you that are working your long shift hours and you're on your feet all day, it's really difficult, I know, to be able to take breaks and to be able to eat healthy. But some tips from me would be to do your food prep. So say if you've got a Sunday off and you're going to be in for the next 5 days, then to prep your food on that day. So like, you know, batch cooking chicken, so just do like a kilo's worth of chicken, and then you can use that in salads, or you can have it with pasta, or you can put it in sandwiches, so it's easily there in the fridge that you can prepare the night before or the morning of your shift. So it's just trying to be clever with time so that you don't end up just grabbing something on the go. So it's going to save you money, because, you know, you don't have to be buying stuff at the hospital, or and also it's going to save you your health really in the long run, because you know what you're putting into your body. one thing that I would always recommend would be to use MyFitnessPal or one of the apps where you can track your food. It is a bit of a faff in the beginning, because you've got to go in and kind of log all your food, but then we're creatures of habit, so we just tend to like eat the same thing or the same ingredients anyway. So once they're in there, and then you know how much protein you're putting in, how much fat and carbs and calories. So it gives you a good indication then of if you're eating too little or if you're eating too much. So if you're finding it hard to lose weight, it might be because you're not eating enough. And I know that sounds odd, but actually that's normally the case. So I had a lady who, she was like, I don't understand, I'm eating 800 calories a day. I was like, well, that's why you're not losing weight then. So I bumped her up to 1200 initially, because I couldn't get her to go even more because she was too scared to eat too much. And she started losing weight. Then I put her up to 1500, then I put her up to 1800, and then eventually she's on 2200 calories and still losing weight. So that really is quite phenomenal. And I've done it myself as well, and that's why I don't like to go under 1800 calories really for me. If you're on a rest day, say for example, if you're on a workout day, maybe 2000, or a rest day 1500, and that'll still allow you to lose weight. But what you've got to do is you've got to be consistent. So you've got to do something for at least 3 weeks and monitor how it's going, because your body takes time to get used to it. You can't just be on 3 days of that and then go, oh well, I've weighed myself every day and I've put on. You've got to give yourself time. Your body's got to get used to it. You've got to give it enough fuel so that it can start to burn it efficiently. If it's been surviving on 800 calories a day, it's holding on to those calories. So as soon as you start to give it that little bit more, then it's initially going to go, whoa, we're not used to this, what do we do with it? But then it'll just be really ramping it up and using it incredibly efficiently, combined with weight training and HIIT and long sort of good walks. So just be mindful about what you're eating, and sort of when you're eating it, what times you're eating. Start to have a think about, logging your food and food preparation. It's a big change, it is, and I know it's a lot to ask, but once you get into the routine of it, and it's 21 days is all it takes to make or break a habit, then it will just become just part of your life and something that you will always do because you're used to it and it's working and what's going in your body. So that really is some really good tips that I want you to go away and have a think about, and see how you can incorporate these into your life, because I guarantee that it will be something that will be really life-changing for you and it will really help. If any of you have any questions on anything that I've spoken about today, I'm always here to help you and guide you and answer you as best as I can. You can WhatsApp me on 07871 441 691, or you can email me info@sn1fit.com. I'm on Facebook as well, so feel free to contact me on Facebook under Laura Freyne, Freyne. I will be going back to my maiden name, which would be Caddy, but I haven't done that yet, so just message me, Laura Freyne, on Facebook, or my page, which is SN1Fit, and that's on Facebook and Instagram. So hit me up. And if you are interested and you want to do the app, then I believe that there's some instructions on your intranet as to how you can do that and claim the discount. So you just need to sign up and then pop me an email, laura@warriorwomanmovement.co.uk, so that I can change what you'll pay to be the discount. So I hope that you found this video useful. And next Sunday I'll be doing a live, which I'll be doing, I think Kim and I need to work it out how we're going to do this, probably Zoom. via Zoom, so I'll send them out. Just thought it'd be easier to do this way today, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I know that you're all going to be busy with your loved ones, so I don't want to take up any time doing a Zoom for tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you found it useful, and feel free to pop me any questions that you have, and I will talk to you all via Zoom next Sunday at 5 o'clock. Thank you all very much, and have a good weekend. Bye.